And in the immortal words of Jerry Reed of Smokey and the Bandit fame, we've got a long way to go in a short time to get there. So, guys, let's get right down to it.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glaser's Twitter Watch. Bang!
Well, you stated this on July 7th, sir. And it says, boxing is a form of entertainment. Somebody, please tell that to Shakur Stevenson. I had a guy tell me the final bell in Shakur's fight woke him up. And he was sitting at ringside. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great fighter with no entertainment value. People want to be entertained. You don't have to be a puncher. Just throw punches. Just don't stand there. I mean, there's multiple different clips on there where he goes through 30, 40 seconds without throwing a punch. And it's just out of control. I mean, everybody can talk about how great he is. Well, it's not transcending. To people wanting to watch. Yeah, it was the highest rated show on ESPN this year, boxing show. Yeah, okay, but they were giving him a second chance after the last debacle back in November, December, and now people like my two nephews are saying, fuck that. We gave him a second chance, and he still fucked it up.
Oh boy! And you know what? That's always the litmus test. Because look, let's just face it, guys. Casual and mainstream audience members are the target market in this era of boxing. Mm-hmm. It's not the diehards.
Nope.
Okay, but because that's what determines who is a big attraction in this business and who isn't. Is the interest of the casual and mainstream fans. Now, once again, Shakur stated earlier that, hey, you know what, Tank gives his fights a different what were the words he used? A different perception because of his knockout power. Yeah. Yep. And look, he may be giving away rounds and stinking out the joint up until the knockout. But look, when he ends the fights with a knockout, a sensational one, how is the crowd when post-fight in a live arena, Rick?
They were walking out in the six between the round 6 and 7. ESPN showed people leaving in droves. They couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Oh boy. Yeah, and then when you compare that to Tank post-fight, say Frank Martin in the arena, yeah, everyone's crackling with excitement. There's an energy in the air. Mm-hmm. Now, once again, if you don't have knockout power at 35, well, you've got to do something more to capture the imagination of the casual and mainstream fight fan. Look, I'm going to quote a friend of mine who's a casual, and he admits it, and he said, Joseph, you know what, maybe I don't know what I'm looking at, but you know what, forgive me for saying this, but I usually like to see more fights in my fights. And, that stuck with me. Now, when you compare it, now Shakur's trying to beat his chest about, it's the highest rated show on ESPN this year. And I had that's a lot. I had more than 8,100 fans. But look, it's Evan Korn from Top Rank and the commission who's giving that statistic to him. There are no lies in this. Everyone from ringside who's covering this event, they're privy to the numbers that Evan Korn of Top Rank furnishes to them. And it was indeed 8,100. Now compare that to, forgive me for saying this, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. That had over 18,000 fans at the home of the Mighty Ducks in Anaheim, California. And look, you guys have to understand that this is indeed the entertainment industry. Now, what has to happen, Rick, for Shakur to have seemingly a change of heart?
I don't know. Right now, I look at it as an enigma. He's got all his talent. Nobody wants to watch him. Everybody's yelling how boring he was. people fleeing the arena, people falling asleep.
Yeah. Look, and if you thought he was Enigma previously, I'm going to read something that's going to even make him more of an enigma to you, Rick, because this doesn't make any sense. Now, look, this was posted by Michael Benton. He said this, and this was a care of Najee Chill, whatever the hell that means. Yeah. And he said, Shakur Stevenson has declared that Floyd Mayweather's Mayweather Promotions and Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sports USA are both options he will consider working with now that he's a free agent, alongside his own Shakur Stevenson promotions, which don't matter much. He said this, quote, Shakur's, I've got nothing but respect and love for Floyd. He's been talking to me a lot and helping me out. I think Eddie Hearn is one of the best promoters. Top Rank have ESPN, but promotion-wise, Eddie Hearn is a better promoter, end quote. Your thoughts on all of that Shakur said?
Well, it's very easy for a promoter to come in after the fact when the guy's already developed as a world champion. Indeed. And promote the guy. They didn't spend those formative years with the guy and develop him. And number one. Number two is, Arum's 93 years old. When he was 40 years old, he was full of piss and vinegar. He slowed down the last 3 or 4 years. Cut me a break. The guy's fucking 53 years difference between the two of them. And in the fighter's mind, a new broom sweeps clean. So that he leaves his baggage behind and he goes over to Eddie Hearn or Mayweather or whatever.
Honestly, this is a real head scratcher, Rick, because look, let's just face it. And this is something that you stated that was spot on, right? And I'm going to read this. This is one of your latest tweets, right? And this was tweeted out today. Here it is, and it's a long one, so I'm going to read this entire thing. You stated this about an hour and a half ago, and it says this: what goes unnoticed by the boxing media is the greatness of top-ranked matchmaker Brad Goodman. Brad was inducted in June into the International Boxing Hall of Fame and as a non-participant for his great matchmaking accomplishments. Brad's astute abilities at top rank for now 20 years has tasked Brad to develop the TR prospects into many ultimately becoming world champions, despite the fact that the ESPN boxing announcers always seem to give other TR executives the undeserved credit. Now Brad is working diligently with Abdullah Mason, a top rank signed lightweight that many believe can be the next great thing. And with Brad Goodman steering the Cleveland, Ohio native, Mason could very well become the next great thing. Let's all continue to watch the fast track development from Brad Goodman of Abdullah Mason. I know I will, end quote. Now, Rick, you're right on the money. True words were never spoken. Brad Goodman has done an amazing job under the tutelage of Bruce Trampler, and now, so when you look at the other matchmakers, I can't even tell you who the matchmaker is working for Mayweather Promotions. And Kevin Rooney Jr., although a very respected and astute gentleman, very smart guy, he doesn't have the history that Brad has or Bruce in cultivating big attractions. So why would Shakur be closing the door on Top Rank Inc. at this time?
Because he doesn't know any better.
Okay.
He's a typical fighter. He goes by what hits his hand. He doesn't realize what's going on in the back room, who's kissing who, why this is happening, and everything else. And he doesn't give other people credit. A lot of fighters are like that. He's one of them. What can you say? It's just the way they are.
Well, look, but isn't that why, though, he's hired very knowledgeable gentlemen like Andre Ward, Jay Prince? Like, What gives, Rick? What is going on?
I don't think he's listening to those guys anymore. I think
Oh my
he's
gosh.
hell bent to get the best deal for himself. And I don't think he's listening. I really don't.
Oh boy.
I really don't. If he was, he'd still be at Top Rank.
That's right. Because look, $3 million minimum for his next 5 fights.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to find a better deal anywhere else, especially now that Top Rank is negotiating with, well, the brain trust of Tank Davis. Now, he stands to get the winner if he re-signs with Top Rank. Why would
he might wait, he might get Tank Davis anyways if he doesn't resign, but that's not the point. The point is, if you put it mildly, is you don't discard the people that got you there. And that's always a big mistake. That so many fighters have done that, and it's been a big mistake for most all of them.
Yeah, look, guys, the grass is always greener on the other side, and they need to stop that mentality because it's flawed. It's nonsense, guys. Now, once again, where else is he going to get 1.2 million peak during his main events? I'll wait.